Hello class, my name is Danae Hall. Today is September 29th, 2017, and I'm going to be talking about the 4 different main classifications of bone shapes. So there are 4 main types, and that is going to be the long bones, short bones, irregular bones, and flat bones. So I'll talk about long bones first. Long bones are any bone that is longer than it is wide. So there's many examples of this, including the femur right in here. It's a very long bone, definitely longer at any point than it is wide. Another example is going to be the metacarpals right in here. So these are all the bones that make up the palm and the fingers. So these are all definitely going to be longer than they are wide. Those are the long bones. Next is short bones. So short bones are any bone that is relatively equal in length and in width, and also in thickness. So basically they're like a cube with a little bit of variation. So there are going to be a lot of short bones in the tarsals right in here, so in the ankle area, and in the carpals right in here, so in the wrist area. The short bones, since they're cubes and there's a lot of them in one area, they all kind of slide against each other and help the wrist and the ankle to do a bunch of different things, a bunch of different movements. So those are going to be the short bones. The flat bones are bones that are generally very thin. A lot of times they are curved, and most of the time they are protecting internal organs because they are very wide, and they can have a lot of space covered underneath them. So that's going to be like the bone right here, the sternum. And the sternum definitely has a lot of organs inside to protect in the chest cavity. So that's going to be like the heart, everything. It's very important in there. The sternum is definitely a flat bone. The other main flat bone here is going to be the bones of the skull here, the cranial bones. So all these bones right in here are all flat. They're all connected by sutures. You can see right in here it looks like they're sewn together. So these bones all create the cavity in which the brain sits. So this is a very vital area to keep protected, and that's what the flat bones are for there. The next category is going to be the irregular bones. Irregular bones are bones with a very complex shape. So we have a couple examples of this within the skeleton. One example would be the bones of the face. So all of these facial bones right in here, including the mandible right down here, this is a very complex shape. It comes up on the sides, and then it comes down and in front and around, back to the back, and then comes up again. So it's a very irregular shape, but obviously very vital to the function of everything that goes on within breathing and the digestive system as well. So very irregular shape though. Next example would be the zygomatic right here. So the zygomatic kind of comes up on the side of the head, and then it also comes around in front, and it has a little space in here that's kind of like a hole. So that is a very irregular bone, very interesting shape. Another irregular bone example would be the vertebrae. So all of these bones right in here are irregular bones. They have a very interesting shape. They all stack right on top of each other, and there's a space in between this part right here for the nerves and the spinal cord to go through. Also, the sacrum right here is a very irregular bone. It is a bunch of vertebrae kind of fused together. So all of the vertebrae, including the sacrum, are very irregular bones, and those are the 4 main types of bone classifications.